Hello YouTube, One Lazy Trucker here, and just a quick tip for everyday commercial drivers. Don't forget to tug test when you hook up to your trailers. So we all know when we back up to that trailer, loaded or empty, we wait, we back in, hook the fifth wheel, and then before we get out of the truck to hook things up, release that clutch a little bit, tug forward, make sure it's latched, then put it in neutral, set your park brake, jump down, and what you need to do as part of your hookup is actually look down under the trailer front, under the nose, and make sure that the trailer is flat on the fifth wheel and that release latch has kicked in, so it's not stuck out, so that that lock has actually swung over. And then you need to take your flashlight, because even in broad daylight it's dark under them fifth wheels. Then you need to get back in behind the fifth wheel, get back in behind the truck and the frame under the trailer, unless you can manage to get an angle to where you're not fully under the trailer, just leaning over. Shine your light in that fifth wheel notch and make sure that jaw has swung over and clamped and locked. And then you know it's locked, because you've tugged it, you've visually checked it. The other thing you want to look for is make sure that the latch is over the shank of the kingpin and not latched on the head of the kingpin. If it's latched on the head of the kingpin, you're going to have a hell of a time getting it loose, and it's going to hold the trailer above the fifth wheel plate, which is going to possibly damage things. But I heard it a lot when I managed drivers. I've heard it a lot over the years. Guys get in a hurry, hook up to a trailer, and they take off, and suddenly the trailer bounces off the back of the truck and it's on the ground. It's usually within the first couple of turns, but I've heard some horror stories where trucks have gotten out on the highway before it finally bounced off the fifth wheel. But typically in a turn, for some reason, if it's not latched, then it will, then that's where it's sliding off the fifth wheel and onto the frame or onto the ground. If you've got any kind of speed going and a trailer comes off the back of the truck, the landing gears usually fold down against the belly, and it just creates a huge mess. So just a minimum amount of time, tug test, visually inspect, make sure that it's latched properly, make sure that everything is like it's supposed to be. Will save you huge headaches. And it usually happens when somebody gets in a hurry and then they end up, instead of using less than a minute to visually inspect it, and realize, hey, I'm not done. Because a lot of times that notch in the fifth wheel, the pin's not dead center. A lot of guys know they can come off of center a little bit and still bump the trailer into the fifth wheel. But I've seen where guys have backed under a trailer, heavy loaded trailer, it's not moving, and they think, okay, it's solid, I'm good. But when you look under there, they've bumped the edge of the notch, that angled notch in the back, and there's enough pressure that it's not sliding up into the hole and locking. And another thing about losing a trailer, and that's what I was getting to when I say I heard it a lot, is fifth wheels are designed in such a way that if they break and the fifth wheel is locked and something breaks, they won't release. And same as if that locking mechanism is broken, the lock will not lock. So that when you do your tug test, you're gonna immediately know that you've either got a problem with the trailer or your fifth wheel, or you're not bumping it hard enough. But there's a safety feature in there. The way they're designed, they will not unlock on their own while you're underway. I heard it from more than one driver when I was managing drivers when they lost trailers. Oh, the fifth wheel just let loose. I know it was locked and tight, and we just, for our own peace of mind as managers, we didn't want to send a broken piece of equipment out there that maybe we'd gotten lucky with once. We'd have a mechanic inspect it and even go so far. We even had one torn down completely, and they said there was nothing wrong with the fifth wheel. So the only thing that we could come to was the driver didn't do his tug test. So it's really important that you do your tug test. But know that if you lost a trailer, if you ever lose a trailer, which I pray that you never do because I don't want anybody to get hurt. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. They're designed to lock, and then if they break, they won't unlock. But they're also designed that if they're not functioning properly and you bump that pin, it's not going to lock. So your tug test is going to reveal, hey, it's not. And from what I was told, if it's broken and won't lock, the release handle will not pop in. So, just watch for that. I'm sure there's broken fifth wheels, but I never came across a situation where it was proven that fifth wheel malfunctioned and released. From what mechanics have told me and what drivers with a bazillion miles have told me, that there's no way for that fifth wheel to release, that it's not mechanically possible. But there may be a day when, hey, that one fifth wheel proofs the rule that it's not possible, and suddenly they discover a way that it will malfunction. But I never saw one that had actually malfunctioned and released on its own. So do your tug test. This is way longer than I thought it was going to be. So this is one lazy trucker praying for your safe travels. And be safe out there this winter and this holiday. And have a blessed day.